Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Saylor and I'm the Director of Product Marketing here at Beyond. We help property managers, owners, revenue managers, and hosts optimize revenue for their short-term rental properties. And today, as a part of the Rentals United Masterclass, I'm going to be talking about unlocking your property's full potential with regards to revenue with really three main tips and tricks today. The first one being when looking at your revenue management process or auditing your strategy or finding new ways to optimize revenue, it's best to start by thinking like a guest. So what I mean by that is really starting the booking process and auditing the booking process in the way that one of your guests might. So that usually starts with searching for your property. So how would average guests start to even find a listing in your market or your area? That typically starts with something like Google or a search engine, but can start other ways. Another place that this might lead you to is different channels. These could be online travel agencies like Airbnb and VRBO. It might be your direct booking website, but different ways where people can find your listings is important to know. And then finally, it's important to go through the actual booking process, whether, again, that's on one of these channels, on your direct booking website, anything and everything that you want a guest to see. Typically, following this process will alert you to any red flags that might be a blocker to somebody booking one of your properties, whether that's a disconnection on a channel, incorrect content, not updated photos, pricing errors, things like that are a good way for you to see, what's available for you to control from your revenue management strategy. So starting here is really important in understanding what the guest goes through and what you have to control as a revenue manager operating your strategy. Now, the second thing I like to call out is working on pricing smarter, not harder. Dynamic pricing is a huge part of revenue management, so it's important to maintain some good practices and habits with your revenue management and dynamic pricing strategy. So a couple things that we want you to start, stop, and continue doing with regards to your pricing strategy. What you should start doing if you're not already is scheduling revenue management reviews regularly. So whether that's a weekly review at the same time on a Tuesday, these are important for catching things in your pickup and pacing reports and monitoring how your changes are performing. You also, if you're not already, want to start benchmarking your performance against your market and your competitors. This is going to let you know, even if the market is down, are you still getting your fair share of the demand that's out there in the market? And then you also always want to start testing new revenue management techniques. The industry is evolving, demand, supply is all evolving. So if you're sticking with the same revenue management package and strategy and techniques, you're not evolving when your competitors might. So some key things you want to start doing when it comes to revenue management. Next, some things to stop doing if you're doing these. The first one and biggest one here is really using too many customizations and overrides in your dynamic pricing strategy. Managing these is hard at scale. It's hard to get all these implemented and then change them if something changes in your market. So be wary, be cautious of using too many customizations when it comes to your dynamic pricing strategy or your pricing tool. Also, stop just focusing on pricing. There's a lot more, even through that guest booking process, that impacts the likelihood that somebody books one of your properties. Price is a big factor, but there's a lot more in there for you to explore. And also stop relying on bad data. There's a lot of data in the industry, especially over the past couple of years as new tools and data sources have emerged. So with tools that you're using, be comfortable asking vendors and providers what type of data is being used to power your strategy and your business. This is really, really important and will only become more and more of an important topic moving forward. And finally, some things that you should continue doing if you are already. The first one is really just maintaining that dynamic pricing strategy. That's your baseline. That's your starting point for a lot of revenue management strategy. So keeping that up is really important. Also, continue using technology to save time and increase ROI. Using technology to save time is important, but making sure you're getting your money's worth out of these tools is also important. So if you're not, again, testing your providers and vendors to prove that to you, then you might be leaving money on the table. And also continue learning about revenue management. If you're watching this video, you're in the right place, so keep up with learning more about what's changing in the industry. Finally, I really just want to call out, there's a lot more to revenue management than just dynamic pricing. Again, the industry has evolved, so when it comes to maybe auditing a listing that is underperforming or even overperforming, yes, starting with pricing is a great place to start, but also explore other avenues. If a listing is underperforming, make sure a guest can follow the booking flow correctly. Make sure they're presented with a price on a search results page instead of later on in the booking flow. Make sure they're not seeing too many fees rolled up into that final price when they get to the final booking page. So just something to consider as you're looking to dive more into revenue management and go beyond just dynamic pricing. Thanks everybody for this short and sweet video today. We have some context here. If you're interested in learning more about Beyond and what we do, you can reach out to support@beyondpricing.com for anything that you'd like to learn more on. And again, my name is Ryan Saylor, the Director of Product Marketing here at Beyond. I'm also happy to answer any questions over LinkedIn or email as well. So feel free to reach out, and thanks for your time today.